Tracking a severe weather threat. We've got an outbreak underway here. It's going to last into the weekend, most of the weekend, in fact, in a very dangerous situation. Meteorologist Chris Warren with meteorologist Jackie Jarris. A lot going on here from Memphis to St. Louis.
Yeah.
And again, tomorrow, very serious threat, Jackie.
We'll talk more about tomorrow in just a second, but let's get started here with the severe weather that's been breaking out. We've got warnings from Wisconsin all the way down to Mississippi and into Arkansas. We've had multiple tornadoes that have been observed tonight that have caused damage. But I want to focus in on the Chicago metro area now because we've got severe thunderstorm warnings all lined up here along Interstate 39 and just to the east of there. But we also now have a tornado warning for parts of DeKalb and Kane counties, including you in Big Rock until midnight. And look how close that thing is to Aurora.
It's right there. So you're getting into some of the more heavily populated areas here of the Chicagoland, and this goes until midnight. But even after this particular threat, look what's right behind it. There's several severe thunderstorm warnings right now still on track to move into Chicago.
All right. Weather producer Heather Zahns trying to get the velocity mode. Didn't look like a very good scan at the time, but look at Madison, just south of Madison. Let's do a squall tracker on this, Heather, if we could, and give folks in Chicago a better idea of what time these storms might be arriving here on the lakefront into Chicago. Notice it's a solid squall line, right? And we've got warnings this whole way, primarily for damaging winds.
And, you know, huge populated area. A lot of people likely to be woken up here in the middle of the night, possibly waking up with blinking clocks in the morning, right? Power outages here if you sleep through the storm. Some people can sleep through storms.
Who are those people?
I don't know. They crush it at night, I'll tell you that.
Right, but this is a serious threat, and you can see the timing of all that. We've had power outages. Notice they're kind of spotty across Illinois, but look at this in the St. Louis metro area. We had multiple tornado warnings, and in fact, earlier we had a lot of hail reports across the region, and we still have lightning and rain that's coming down, albeit not severe.
Yeah, so there's the lightning again, and you know, lightning is not a severe criteria either, but it is dangerous. It can have severe consequences, and it can be deadly. And the severe weather, the tornadoes against severe weather, you know, you're looking at quarter-size hail, 1-inch size hail, 58-mile-per-hour winds or stronger. It's like criteria for a tornado. But flash flooding and lightning, both threats and both very serious.
Maybe we could take a look at accumulated precip to get a better idea of how much rain has come down, because it does concern me, especially with more starting to develop down to that region. How much rain have we really had here? So let's take a look at that. Wow, it looks like about 3 inches of rain so far in the yellow areas. So anywhere between 1 and 3, depending where you live in St. Louis. So with more rain, kind of tracking in there, almost training into there. If you live in flood-prone areas, if you live in low-lying areas, you want to stay off the roads here tonight if you can.
And from there to here, I mean, just one after another, Jackie, and it's not quite a complete line yet, right? It hasn't lined out yet, so there's still somewhat reserve. I mean, like a lot of this is kind of up in the higher levels, right? You get the radar returns sometimes a little bit higher up, and the storms are still not quite together, so they still have enough of the energy just to themselves here to tap into.
Yeah, look at them all. One here, we got one here, we got one right into Poplar Bluff.
Here,
here. Yeah. So everything that's out there, it pretty much spinning right now into southern parts of Missouri. Poplar Bluff, this is probably the most populated area that's under the warning right now. Notice we also have the observed tag on that warning, unfortunately. So that's until midnight tonight. Poplar Bluff, Ash Hill, Loma Linda, so Butler and Ripley counties. You need to get into your tornado safe place right now. These storms moving very quickly into the area. And look at those. Yeah, they just extended this one. Also observed and considerable tag for a possible tornado. Look at the hook here. You know, even on this type of reflectivity, you can't miss it, right?
Right. And the rain, the heavy rain, little hail core here. Jonesboro, it's about to get real nasty under a tornado warning right now in Jonesboro.
All right, so that storm right here, it's still a little ways away from you. There you can see the hook, you can see the hail core on this storm, and that's where the wind is flowing into this storm and kind of wrapping around on the back side of this. So Jonesboro, you're under the tornado warning now. Make sure you get to your tornado safe place. These storms are moving quickly, so let's time things out here for you in Jonesboro. Looks like you have until 12:20 before that would be arriving for you. Tuckerman, it's pretty much on top of you right now. Chilson, Cache, Gilkerson, all those towns in the path of this possible tornado.
Again, this is one of several, right? I mean, you look at this and like that's bad enough, and then you pull out wide and you see just how large and significant this is. We're getting well into the overnight hours here, and it's still going. In fact, even picking up in some areas, like here in Mississippi and in Arkansas, south of Little Rock, tornado warning, and then in the Texarkana area, in the Arklatex, right here, another tornado warning.
All right, so these storms are going to keep going. Just want to give you a heads up in the Memphis area that you'll be seeing storms later on tonight. Paducah will be seeing storms later on tonight, working their way across the Mississippi River. So that's what's happening out there right now. We still have multiple watches that are going to stay into effect. Some for severe thunderstorms. That's what you're seeing in Chicago and into Milwaukee. You're under the severe thunderstorm watch. That's more of a damaging wind threat for you. And then everybody south of there is under the tornado watch, but this extends into tomorrow. And Chris, when we're talking about tomorrow, morning, afternoon,
night,
it's
and possibly overnight as well. So this is rare to see this. The high risk, I mean, likely is a big deal, very likely just notching up. As bad as it gets here, as risky as it gets, highest of threat as it really gets here in terms of severe weather. And here are the ingredients, they're in place.
Right, they certainly are. We've got a lot of instability. That's going to continue to build during the day tomorrow with the heating of the day. That's going to increase that into the atmosphere. The winds is really, I think, one of the biggest parts of all this that's making this such a big event is that we have strong low-level jets, strong lower-level winds that are coming in from the south. That's pumping in the moisture. That's pumping in the warmth. But aloft, our winds are doing kind of one of these. So they are changing direction with height, but they're also increasing in speed with height. So very highly sheared environment.
And I love the analogy you made earlier, the swimmer in water. It goes like this, but it's like the water, you know you're pushing water away, but there's still water there. That's because the water came up. And that's what the winds, when they spread out above, help bring the air up to the surface, and that's what gets it going and sustains it and can kind of, almost like a marionette, right? Almost kind of like guiding the tornadic storm down the road.
So every thunderstorm has an updraft and has a downdraft, and it's the updrafts that become so violent and helps the storm to grow as it feeds off of that warmth and all of that moisture. So tomorrow, because of all of this, we're expecting numerous strong tornadoes that could be long track tornadoes staying on the ground for a long period of time.
And then on top of that, or in addition to that, maybe actually on top of that, will be more damaging winds, big system, and very large hail, all possible.
Right now